Well, hello, my darlings. I'll just sort this little bit in front of me that come up. How are you? Welcome this week to Your Life, Your Choice. And lots of things been happening this week. But when I sat down today, so first of all, welcome to all of you, wherever you are in the world, wherever you're coming from, whatever time it is. I am so pleased to have you here. Thank you for coming along. And today I've called it Channeled Messages is the topic of today, because I sat down to sort out who I was going to read for, what was coming from Spirit, what was being given to me. Interesting week, darlings, very interesting week. I've been like this all week, up and down, up and down, up and down, sort of going, oh, what the, some days are diamonds, some days are stones, as I suspect it is for you, my darlings. And, pardon me, and I thought, so I sat down to pick out some people to read for today. I'd done the last couple of weeks, as you know, I'd been doing the Talking to Heaven cards from James Van Praagh. And today I thought I'll just go back to the readings, and there will be a reading at the end of it, of one of those, overview political, keeping my hand in a little, the overview at the end of it. I'm still going to be doing those. We'll see whether I continue with those, because this is ever changing, this whole thing, as Spirit gives me what Spirit wants me to have. So, but the topic is, you are supported. Now is the time to heal. Where did that come from? I sat down, darlings, today, as I said, to pull out some names and to do some readings for various people. And but a channeling came. A channeling came. So rather than so what I was being led to is, rather than do a reading for different people today, this was a reading for everyone. And I've written it down because I was channeling it and I was writing it as I was. But I am going to pull a Sacred Forest card for us. And I'll also let you know about the one also that came from me, which I will tell you about as well. So there's a little bit to get through, a little bit of what's going on. You are supported. Now is the time to heal. So this was the channeling that came to me. Communication, sharing, don't be afraid. There is beauty in a storm. Be open to seeing the positive, the connection. Energy is flowing to us and through us. Spirit is aware of what we are going through. Spirit is also aware of how strong and resilient we are. We are being asked to expand our thinking, expand our receptiveness, open our heart chakra to receive universal love. As the love of the universe flows in, we will fill our bodies with love and light. Our connection to those that have been trying to communicate will become sharper and more clear. We will feel the connection and receive what is being given to us. We are not alone. We never were, and we never will be. There are so many helpers, guides, and angels around us at all times. They are the keepers and bringers of the light. Ask, and it will be given. That's what they gave me when I sat down to pull the names to do the reading. And that's what came. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So I then was drawn to the Sacred Forest Oracle cards of Denise Linz, which I absolutely love, and I haven't read from for quite some time. So I shuffled the cards, and the card that came out was Wolf Spirit, Family. That's what came. So I'm going to read to you. You are napping on the forest floor, nestled on soft moss, when a wet nose nudges you. You open your eyes to meet the gaze of an enormous wolf. As you sit up, you notice that an entire pack is sitting around you. You feel so very safe and strangely included as part of this clan. Your family has your back. For some people, their family are those related by blood, while for others, their friends are their true family. Many might find that it is their connection to those in spirit who are, indeed, their true family. Whoever and wherever your family right now, they are supporting you. You are safe. You can safely communicate your truth with family members. Pardon me. This is a time to be willing to communicate from the depth of your being. Be willing to stand, talk, and address others from the centre of your being. This heals. Many people have misconceptions and false stereotypes about wolves. Not me, because one of my power animals is a grey wolf. So it's interesting that it came today. I haven't seen the grey wolf for a while. They don't understand that wolves are highly social and loyal. Family means everything to a wolf. Each pack member has a place in the social strata of the clan. Wolves also are excellent communicators. They use their voice in various configurations. They also use their expressions to convey meaning to other pack members. They are highly protective of the other members of their pack, yet they enjoy playing even into adulthood. The spirit of the wolf says, support us all around you. Oh, isn't that interesting? Even if you are not aware of it, release the belief that you have to do it alone. You don't. This is a time to heal any rifts in your family. Give encouragement to those in your soul tribe, your family, and your community. Allow yourself to be supported. Beautiful. That's what came to me today, darlings. That's what came to me before the reading. As I was about to get into this podcast, my voice is a bit shaky. As I was about to get into this podcast, the energy, there's so much energy. I've got this vibrating energy happening. As I was about to get into the podcast, as I said to you, this communication came, this channeling, and I pulled the card and it was the wolf card. And I used to have a grey wolf all the time around me, and an eagle. They're still there. I just haven't seen them or been communicating with them for a while. This is the card for us all, my darlings. Meandering pathway, flow. So what am I getting from that? Going with the flow, being open, being allowing, being open and allowing to everything. I think this is very much a time, I'm being told, they're telling me this is very much a time of not closing in. We all want to Oh, we do. We just do, darlings. We all want to at this time. We all want to retreat, from the world, really, because the world is such a difficult, challenging space for us. And for those of us who are empaths and really feeling the heavy energies of it all, and working on raising our vibration, especially those of us, and like me, I've been doing this course with James Van Prague for mediumship, as you know. And but in doing it, I found it very, very challenging this week to raise my vibration, to be in a space of, raising that up, because we need quite a high vibration to be able to communicate with spirit world, because our energy here and everything here is so dense. So it's really important for us to keep raising, getting, and raising that up above ourselves, that energy. Very challenging for me this week, darlings. Very, very challenging. It's not been easy for me to do that. And I suspect it's been a difficult time for most of you as well, because of this whole, because of the world, the way it is, and the energies and everything else that's going on around us. As I said, we'd all like to retreat. We'd all like to, you know, um, go off and sit on a damn mountain, or, lose ourselves in a forest or something. Um, you know, could somebody send us a homing pigeon or something to say it's all over, the crap's all gone, you can come out now? And are we feeling a bit like that? I know I've been feeling quite a bit like that. So it's been, it's been challenging to, to come out of it, to stay out of the, the wanting to retreat and the wanting to just ignore the world. I saw a beautiful piece recently, darlings, I was reading, and it said, oh, it was gorgeous, and it said, um, I'm not I'm not retreating from the world. I'm recovering from it. I love it. I'm not retreating from the world. I'm recovering from it. Oh, and it's so true, isn't it? I mean, oh, we're all in recovery. Oh, it sounds a bit ominous, doesn't it, sweethearts? We're all in recovery. I'm feeling like I'm in recovery too. But I love that bit of channeling that I gave you today. I absolutely love it. So rewind the video and listen to it as many times as you need to. Now I'm pulling out my cards. Having said that, as she says, and she'll swap hats or swap mindset. Um, so much is going on around everything, so much upheaval, but I know you're feeling it and seeing it, and we are all holding our breath a little, aren't we? Because we're a bit sort of like, do we dare to believe that the tide is turning, and that all this nonsense in the US, and of course it's having an effect on the rest of the world, and certainly, all the stuff that's happening in the Gaza area, and poor Zelensky over there in Ukraine, and so much. There's so much going on. Ask and it be given. That's what they were telling me today. So this whole thing about um, the tide is turning. Um, and I got this feeling of, seeing the positive in the storm. At the moment here in Australia, we've got, the cyclones are coming in. I think in America you call them hurricanes or whatever, same type of thing. And they come in at this time of the year across the top part of Australia, gets affected by cyclones. And I've got some friends on a cruise ship at the moment, cruising into Darwin and cruising down the coast of Queensland. Poor things. I think last time they went away, they got caught in a cyclone and had an extra 3 days out at sea. And it won't surprise me to hear that the same damn thing has happened to them this time. But anyway, nature's an amazing thing. She's having a lot to say. I digress. So I got this feeling of this storm. I could feel this and see this great storm, but there was so much positive in it. It brought cleansing with it. It brought, it sort of swept across and swept everything along. And I feel, that's what's happening in the US at the moment. I feel like, we haven't hit the eye of the storm yet. The storm is still raging. That's what I'm getting. The storm is raging. And yeah, so much going on in the US. So much happening at the moment. Stay strong. Stay in that wonderful space that Spirit has given you. Open the heart chakra. Keep with your community and your pack. Rally around one another. Be close. Be strong in your, in the ties that bind. Be strong. Be strong with everything around you. Stay strong. I think there's positive things happening. There's really good things. People, families and parents and that are, kicking back against all this education stuff. And there's been more people in various states being elected onto education boards and things to, put back in place learning for children. History is a wonderful thing. History is fabulous. History is a wonderful, wonderful thing. We can't erase history. We just can't. So the reading I'm going to do today, I see where those people, Democracy Watch or whatever they are, Democracy something or other, have won their case to have the files, and not only the files but the emails and memos and everything around it. That should trip up Bondi and her crowd. She's a wicked woman, and but I won't get into that too much. But she is very wicked. It surprises me that the women are so wicked. Ghislaine Maxwell and women are normally nurturers and hold the space, but these women are so wicked. They're so wicked. And they're wicked. They lie and they connive and scam. And why these women would sell their souls to somebody like, Donald Trump. He's not well. 6 of Cups, I'm going to put it out as part of our reading. And then I'm going to I like the predictions cards. I'm going to put those over top of it. But I'm wanting to see I think I said it, there's going to be, I've said it before, and I think I said it in some of my very early videos. There was so much more to come. I think that, okay, I'm going to do a reading on what I'm feeling, and the whole thing. The question is, what's happening with Congress? will Congress, will Congress, will the Dems take over before the midterms? Is this all coming to, that's the question I want to ask of Spirit. Is this all coming to fruition? Is this all coming to a head? Is this all, sort of, I can feel the storm. Is this all, the eye of the storm? Is this what's coming? What's coming of it? Show me what's coming. Show me what's going on. Point me in the right direction. Give me some, fill in the blanks. Tell me that's really important, that card, that blank card, because it's about us writing, doing our life right. How do we want it to be? What would we like to have? Okay, I'm going to put out a couple of more cards. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, all right. Okay, 6 of Cups fell out. The blank card came out. Justice card came out. And 10 of Wands came out. Okay, what am I getting from them all? I'm going to read them and I'll pick them up again as I read them to you. The 6 of Cups came out and it was all about family. And it was all about the focus on families, the focus on families. The word salvation comes. That's a really, really interesting word, because to me, it feels like finally, families will get a break. There's something going on. There's something that's going to happen. There's some things going to happen. Now, what is that? What they're not telling me what that is, but they're telling me it's like salvation, being saved. Families are going to get a break. There's going to be a break for them. There's going to be some things, there's going to be something breaking for them. The blank card for me always says fill in the blank. What do you want it to be? What would you like it to be? And I feel that the energies of everybody, the energies are that it's time for a break. It's time for some of this to, it's time for something different. The Justice card is very interesting that it's come out, because it doesn't necessarily mean legal things or any of that, but I am actually going to read it as that. There's more, yes, justice is going to rule. There is going to be. At one stage, there was a feeling around me that the Justice Department in the United States was failing, but it's got its second wind, I'm being told, and it's had a few wins, and it's on the strength of that. It's moving along. More court cases and justice for those victims, of the Epstein fallout. And there's more and more and more to come of that. 10 of Wands, the burden that's been carried by those Republicans. They've been burdened with Trump and all that stuff. There are those of them that haven't shown much courage, but they're getting sick and tired of. They hadn't shown any courage. They'd followed him along like everybody, thinking that, he'd do right by them, and he's not. And they're now in revolt. And what am I getting? they're telling me that there's Republicans there that are going to resign, and they're going to, not the midterms, they're going to get out before that, and they're what are they showing me? They're showing me that they're getting out because it'll be their way of making up for how ashamed they feel of the position that they're in, and by doing that, they'll assist the Democrats to take over, and Margaret Mike and Trump, they'll be, and Vance, creepy Vance, they'll all be left holding the bag. Oh, yes, okay. I'll show you these in a minute. These are the cards. Oh, yes, good outcome. And okay, yes. Okay, I did say last week I thought that our, monarchy and our fellow in England might come forward and, save face a bit. There are food shortages. Yes, there are. And Thanksgiving, there's going to be some food shortages for people. Not necessarily that they're not there, but they are expensive, and people are going to be making decisions about what they put on the table and what they can afford to put on the table. This is the duties keeping quiet. What came out was I had felt that what is he now? Andrew Mountbatten or whatever, that he would come forward and he would do, but he's narcissistic, and he won't. He won't come forward. He'll do his damnedest to try and save his own neck. He won't come forward. He will keep quiet. I thought he would come forward and he'd be part of the downfall, but I think he'll keep quiet, and the monarchy's keeping quiet about it. Not good. Okay, there will be a good outcome. That's in the, in the cards. Good outcome. And it's interesting that the hearts exist, given the reading today that I did. Big city, yes, there be more. Getting this little fellow here, big city. What am I getting around the big city thing? More marches, more calling for Trump's resignation, and bringing into play, and you will have to, it will have to happen, bringing into play the 25th Amendment. He's not well enough, and he shouldn't be in a position he's in to, pull the plug, or, you know, put his finger on anything he shouldn't. He needs to be gotten out. He needs to be gotten out. And the others, it's like, what am I getting? I'm feeling that it's like a bit like a boil, when the centre bit of it, that yucky bit, all explodes and comes out, then all the rest of the gooey mess of it all dissipates and it heals. That's the energy I'm getting around it. I'm feeling that. Absolutely. Gosh, the time has gone so quickly. I hope that's been of help to you. I want you to go back, rewind, and go back and listen to the channeling that I got for you today, because it's most important, that channeling. And thank you to all of you. Thank you, Chrissy from Minnesota. Thank you to all of you who, my beautiful lady from West Texas. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for every one of you who come along and each week and support me. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe so we can get through to 20,000 subscribers. Wouldn't that be lovely? And support the channel by liking, and you do that now. I know you do, darlings. You're very supportive. But if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. it does help, and hopefully we'll reach, a lot more people, and more people will come along, because there'll be more channeling. More channeling is coming. That's what they're telling me, that I'm being given more channeling. And they're also telling me, because I'm inquisitive, and as humans, we like to know who it is that's giving the information, and they're telling me that I will be given that. They will give that to me. They're not saying when, but they will tell me who that is that I'm channeling. So I'll be able to do that. All came today before the show, but I suspect in the future that the channeling will come as part of the video, more and more. So, Mandy in England, my beautiful lady in West Texas, the other ladies, and I was lovely to get the feedback on the readings that I did for you beautiful people. So sorry to hear about Tim's passing. I was very, very upset about that, because Tim and I had communicated quite a bit over emails, and I hadn't heard from him for a while, and I got a whole thing around. I had a dear friend years ago, got shingles, and the shingles, his whole back, he went into hospital. And that sounds like what Tim had. And the shingles went inside, and there was a thing that occurred because of it, and he died. And that was it sounded exactly like what Tim had. And I mentioned it to him, and he said about shingles. He said he thought that himself at the time when I mentioned it to him. So, but anyway, he'll be sadly missed by all of us, and he'll be sadly missed by his little dog. Alfie will miss him terribly, but like all animals who are highly connected to all that is, I'm sure that Alfie knows he's around, and Alfie sees him and feels him. That would not surprise me at all that Alfie is in touch with him. To all of you, when you go, I go with you. When I go, you're in my heart. Bit upset about the Tim thing. You're in my heart, and you go with me. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week on Your Life, Your Choice. Bye for now.